It's no secret that traffic is a serious problem in North American cities. The strain of personal vehicles on transportation infrastructure is considerable, leading to congested superhighways and arterial roads that have become synonymous with the urban and suburban landscape of North America. Over 69% of American workers commute to work alone in personal vehicles, with a measly 3.7% taking public transit. The national average commute in a personal motor vehicle in the US is around 28 minutes one way. The national average commute time by public transit is considerably longer, clocking in at around 48 minutes. It is therefore unsurprising that many people opt for personal vehicles. But what if there was a way to reduce commute time, reduce dependence on personal vehicles, upgrade our neighborhoods, and enjoy a safer and healthier quality of life all at the same time? Join me as we discuss how bus travel could provide a positive alternative to how we get around our cities. In a nation which prioritizes car-centric infrastructure to accommodate sprawling suburban landscapes, urban density plays a massive role in determining commute time and distance, naturally influencing how people get to work. But data from the U.S. Census Bureau and Department of Transportation shows some interesting trends relating to density, commute time, and mode of transit. Take New York City, for example. New York City and its environs boast the highest urban density levels in the country. Commute distance here is among the shortest in the country. However, commute time consistently ranks among the longest in the country. The average personal vehicle commuter in the New York City metro area spends around 36 minutes getting to work, and the average public transit trip takes about 53 minutes, even in Manhattan, one of the most densely populated areas in the country. With only 4% of commuters from the outer boroughs in New York City using personal vehicles to commute to Manhattan, one is left wondering, why does it take so long to get to work in the most densely populated area of the city? Without getting too thickly into the weeds of the New York City congestion pricing plan, it is clear that personal vehicle traffic is the problem in Manhattan. So what's the solution? Buses. Buses already take up the lion's share of public transit trips in the US, accounting for 46% of all modes of public transportation. Buses require minimal adjustments to roadway infrastructure, and are usually suitably equipped to accommodate the current demand for public transit trips in the US. Bus networks in the US, however, are infamously underdeveloped, underutilized, and sometimes non-existent. Off-peak frequency in much of suburban San Diego County, home to around 2 million including myself, offers as few as one bus departure per hour. The average public transit commute here clocks in around the national average, nearing 49 minutes per trip. But if you factor in the infrequency of bus trips, that can add considerable time to transit travel. Moving aside from a strict angle of commute time, let's imagine a scenario. Say you are taking a night class at a community college 5 miles away. Your class may start at 7 p.m., and the trip itself may take 40 minutes. But the bus may only leave at 5:30 or 6:30 p.m., so you may get to class 40 minutes early or 10 minutes late. In a country that is obsessed with time efficiency and productivity, to most people this is unacceptable, but sometimes it's the only option. It is precisely for this reason that many employers in the US require access to, quote, reliable transportation, unquote. This is exclusionary and problematic for several reasons, not least because people of color constitute a considerable portion of public transit ridership in the US. Black Americans spend on average an additional 22 minutes commuting to work each way than white Americans, a pervasive problem despite car ownership, speaking to a wider systemic issue of racism related to housing disparity and transit accessibility that necessitates its own focus in another video. Even cities around the world with iconic bus networks can be pitifully slow. Anyone who has taken a bus in London knows that the mixed flow conditions can make for painfully slow crawls amidst personal vehicle traffic. London sees a staggering 5 million bus journeys per day and boasts a network of 675 routes, 19,000 stops, and upwards of 300 million bus miles traveled annually. With such a strong demand for bus infrastructure and reliability, why do Londoners spend so much time on the bus? In large part, this is due to a lack of bus prioritization in London streets. A meager 3% of London's bus routes feature the dedicated bus lanes that are central to BRT systems. Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT, is an inexpensive infrastructural method that allows for frequent, expedited, and prioritized bus travel. BRT systems often enjoy designated bus lanes, priority signaling, increased frequency, reduction in stops to and from popular commuter zones, and greater ridership accommodation. In comparison to standard bus travel times, transit riders of BRT systems in Los Angeles have seen their commute times reduced by 40%. Riders have experienced decreases as much as 43% in Las Vegas and as much as 55% in Pittsburgh. Numbers like these could prove invaluable in providing a meaningful alternative to solo car travel, as BRT systems close the gap in commute times between public transit and personal vehicles. According to the National Bus Rapid Transit Institute, in addition to decreased commute times, BRT systems in the US have also seen improved environmental quality, improved operating cost efficiency, and improved perceived safety on public transit systems. Studies are also highlighting that BRT-related land development is reaping substantial benefits for local communities. Transit-oriented development is a hot-button issue across the country right now, but BRT-related land development is seeing significant and measurable increases to land value and expanded economic activity. As the status quo development of urban and suburban areas across the country are in desperate need for a more cost-effective approach to the built environment, it would behoove North American cities to invest in BRT systems. The infrastructure to support BRT networks is in large part already present, and is considerably less expensive to implement than the construction of light rail systems or additional car lanes. The one more lane theory has been thoroughly debunked, and reallocating an existing lane to buses could allow for frequent and reliable bus travel. Expenditures related to the construction and maintenance of roadways are huge, currently over $190 billion annually, with the American Society for Civil Engineers suggesting that an additional $87 billion is needed for road rehabilitation alone. Decreasing the amount of personal vehicles on the road would significantly reduce this number, potentially saving American taxpayers billions of dollars each year, even with infrastructural costs related to the implementation of BRT systems. Finally, the health and safety benefits are simply too great to ignore. Traffic deaths are second only to death by firearms among children in the United States, but they're not far behind. These metrics are outrageous and simply unacceptable. Bus travel is significantly less dangerous than travel by personal motor vehicles, with just 3 fatalities per 1 billion passenger hours compared to 120 in cars. That's a whopping 3,900% increase in likelihood of death in a car versus a bus. This is a statistic that cannot be disregarded, especially as cities across the country, including my own, adopt Vision Zero plans. The quality of life afforded by BRT systems to transit users is attractive and desperately needed in North America. A systemic shift in attitude towards public transportation is perhaps what is needed most to reframe the way Americans think about getting around their cities. Reliable, frequent, and safe transit made accessible to all is just one small step that can be taken if North American cities wish to reassume their place among the great urban environments in the modern world. Thank you so much for watching, and please consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you.